guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me once again. Today I wanted to talk about foundation. I've been having so many issues with my skin just looking dry and looking kind of just not perfect with my foundation. So I'm trying a little experiment today. My face is a little oily looking, and there's a good reason. I washed my face, I moisturized, and I took a synthetic, I don't have it in here, like a regular synthetic thin flat brush. And I took this Herbivore Phoenix facial oil and put a light coat on my skin with the brush. And now what I'm going to do is just kind of go over it a little bit here, kind of pat it in. I don't want to rub it like super in, because what I'm trying to do is build almost a layer of moisture, like almost an oil barrier on my face. And I'm going to try to do my makeup on top of this. And what I'm going to see is, I want to see how the wear is and if this helps me out. Because most people put their makeup on and, it looks great at first, and then after a few hours the oil breaks down and it starts to break down the foundation. Well, I have the opposite problem. My foundation does not look good for a few hours until my face kind of breaks down I don't even know how to explain it. I don't have any oil to my skin, not nearly enough, if any. So that's why you always see me add different products into my foundations. I try to stay away from matte foundations, which I love. I'm going to use the Milk foundation and the BH Cosmetics foundation, this little combo I've been doing lately. I'm going to leave out the Cover FX drops that I normally put in there. I normally put them in there just to add a little life to my foundation. And I'm leaving them out this time because I want to see how this oil does. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm not going to put a primer on, because I'm going to use this almost like a primer. So let's see how this works. I'm really hopeful that this is going to be kind of my saving grace. Most people, like I said, most people's foundation looks great when they first put it on, and then a few hours later it starts to break it down. Well, I have the opposite problem. Mine does not look good at first, and it does look good at first. Wait, no, it does not look good at first, and it takes a couple hours for it to kind of wear in. And I guess that's because I don't have a lot of oil to my skin, and what oil I do have starts to come through the makeup. Plus I spray setting sprays during the day on it. But a lot of different makeup looks I can't really do. I can't really go full ham and do a full coverage foundation, and mainly that's because my skin's so dry it will age the heck out of it. If you noticed in my last video where I was playing around with the powders and whatnot, this is just leaving such a pretty, pardon me, my nose is still running from earlier. So excuse me guys, I hate to do that on camera, but when you gotta do it, you gotta do it. But that powder earlier just really got to me. Anyway, I'm really hoping this is my saving grace. I can't use a lot of, I like to use more of a full coverage foundation. I like to use more of a matte foundation, but they just do not work that great. This color is really just looking great for me. I'm going to go ahead and get my makeup on, get this set in, and I will be back shortly. Guys, while I went to go ahead and do my makeup, and I was going to come back and finish the video about the foundation, I got a knock on the door. And this came. So, that said, this is going to be kind of a twofer. Let's check this guy out. Look at this thing. Is that not cool? It reminds me of that Louis Vuitton bag, the one that that Jefferee Star always has, that has I think it's called the trunk bag or something like that. I'm having a little issue with my camera. It's a little off kilter, but I'm having trouble with chargers and stuff. But this is the Blood Sugar palette. Let's go ahead and open it. I did open it up for my Snapchat. I don't know what it is, but a lot of people I have heard are saying that and mine are too, that some of the colors are not, I'm afraid to turn it up because some of these aren't flat in the thing. But that is the colors. That is very, very pretty. Let's check it out. Got to put something in my eyes, so might as well, right? Okay. Let's just dig right in here. Let me grab me a brush here. I'm not sure what I want to do. Grab this. So I'm going to do a wear test on this foundation, and we'll just turn this into an all-around wear test on the shadow look. Now, I do have hooded eyes, so shadows wear a little different on me, I will tell you, because when you have hooded eyes, it hangs over and it rubs right in here, and it's no matter what, basically your shadows are blending together all day long is what ends up happening. I'm trying to find some, sorry guys, I'm trying to find some my shadow primer, and I can't seem to find it. I wasn't intending on doing a shadow. I cannot find it. I do have foundation, and I do have some foundation, and I have a little concealer on my eyes, so that will just have to work. Let me go ahead and just put a little bit of powder there. I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of powder under here because I don't know how the fallout is on these. Now, keep in mind, when you do this with aged skin, I just totally mess it up. You want to more come out here with your powder, and very light. You don't want to go very heavy because now I did do the oil under here, so I'm hoping that does help with some of the moisture, because powders and whatnot products just seem to suck it right out of my skin. Actually, it's doing it now. Yeah, I should not have put that powder there, but I can tell the difference how the powder is laying there. Let me go ahead and grab a couple brushes here. I haven't even thought this through as to what kind of look I wanted to do or anything. So I'm just going to grab this palette, and I'm just going to kind of go crazy. I'm going to go in here with Cake Mix. That's that kind of tan color. Oops. Sorry, I thought this was a little higher. I'm not used to my camera being down so low. I'm going to go in Cake Mix here. I'm going to use that as my transition color. Just kind of a nude, kind of a nudie color. I think I had a little, you know what I did? No, that's that color. It's got kind of a peachy tint to me, on me. It's got kind of a peachy kind of nude tint in there. I didn't realize. Ooh, Tongue Pop is pretty too. Let me change brushes here. I feel like this brush may have something on it. I'm just not feeling like that brush is clean. Let me grab another brush. I've been wanting to break these out. I don't know. These are a brand new set of I like animal hair brushes. I always have. And let's go ahead and bust some of these. I haven't breaking these new ones out yet. And what better time than when you have a new palette? I love these. So I'm going to go in. God, this and this brush are the same. Can you say it's got a little wear? Just a little bit. Let me go ahead and blend that out a little more. Now, it is daytime. I'm going to go run to the bank and run a couple of errands, and I don't want to look like super crazy bright colors, but I do want to test out the palette and test out a few colors. I went into Cake Mix here. I'm going to go down here into Tongue Pop. This is a little more pink, kind of a little more pink tone. And I'm going to bring that right there into the crease. Oh, it's so nice to have a new brush. I love this. I get so creative when I have a new brush. because I can really get in there. There we go. That's tongue pop in there. Now what else do we want to do? Natural brushes to me are just, you know, I'm kind of old school, so that's what I'm used to. That's what I'm accustomed to. That's what I started out on. You know, I'm going to go into it. It's always a pink or purple look, but, you know, let's go into, what is this color here? Let's go into extraction. Let's go ahead and bring some color into here. I'm going to come right into here on that outer corner. Wow, look at that color on that. And run that right up into that crease. I'm also going to use what's on my brush to bring that in the inner corner. I'm going to bring that in that inner corner right there. And I'm coming slightly above my crease with it, allowing it to blend off, and it kind of blends off into a pink when you do that. See, I brought it in here and just used the extra on my brush. I didn't dip in more. Really, with these kind of colors, you don't need to. I'm going to tap that into the outer corner right here. Sorry guys, I'm like blind as a bat. I've got to be so close to this mirror and it's out of focus. Yeah, I kind of did not, it's not where I wanted it. I came down a little bit over here, but that's okay. I can run it down into that bottom lash line. I'm going to touch this up right here. Now these dark colors can really get away from you if you're not careful. I should have really taped this off, but I didn't, so life goes on. C'est la vie. Que sera, whatever will be, will be. I can't sing, so don't even. Alright guys, don't go getting in the comments, shut the hell up, you don't know how to sing. I know I don't know how to sing. I've never known how to sing. I couldn't carry a tune if it was everything I owned and I was moving somewhere with it. Anyway, why is it you always do one eye better than the other? Have you ever noticed that? I'm going to come slightly, you know, you guys, I've had a few of you guys in the comments talking about you have extra skin. It's basically, it's called a hooded eye. And when you're doing, if you watch how I'm doing my makeup, you want to always look straight into the mirror. And if you have your mirror down and you're looking down into it, it relaxes that eye a little more so you can get up into there. And you don't want to raise your eyelids and do it because you're just going to mess it up. So, I set it where I want with my eye relaxed, and then I will raise my eyelids slightly to fill in where I went. Now, see, I've went here. There we go. I am loving these colors. You know, if you have his other palettes, I will tell you, the pigment in here is totally different. I am really enjoying the pigment where the other pigment palettes, yes, they had pigment, but not like this. This is more of a higher end. I'm feeling, it's feeling like a more higher end shadow. I would go as far as to compare this to, what would I compare it to? Like ColourPop's. You know, ColourPop, you think of them as an inexpensive brand, but I love their shadows. Their shadows are extremely blendable. And even Natasha Denona, I would go as far as to compare that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and lay that out. Now I'm going to grab a small, I bet you this one, I don't know what number brush this is, I don't think. I couldn't tell you. This is a liner brush. It's a thicker liner brush. And I'm going to come into that same extraction, and I'm going to work that on this outer lash line right here. And connect it to that outer line right there. Now, I don't do a lot of liners, wing liners, but now I will take a darker shadow. If you watch what I'm doing, that's exactly what I'm kind of doing, is I'm setting that in, and I'm kind of bringing it up into here. What I'm doing is I'm crisping up that outer line a little bit and bringing it down into my lower lash line. And also I want to do that right up against those upper lashes right there. Now by doing that, you're going to concentrate that pigment, and it's going to appear in the same shadow color family, but it's going to appear darker. It'll almost look like you've used a darker shadow there. Now I'm going to come right here, just tap in right here, and I'm going to come down right in, just in front of my tear duct here. I have small eyes, and what I'm doing there, when I use darker shadows, which I haven't used a lot on my channel like this, I try to stick to wearable colors with you guys, but I decided to just go full ham on this one. I don't know, let's have fun. But when I do that, I tend to, try to draw my eye outward, as you see out here, and I try to draw it this way to make my eye appear bigger. Now we're going to go ahead and clean that off. Now this is a new palette, so I'm playing around here. So I want to try this this glucose color. It's just a flat white, but I'm just dying to try it. It's a very pigmented white though. Look at that. That's crazy. Look at that. And I want to bring that right here. Oh yeah. It's going to appear to kind of be a little pink though, because I'm coming up against these reds so much. I'm going to bring it right underneath that pink that I laid there. Well, extraction. When you blend out extraction, it's really, and you know what, I'm going to come over here real quick. Oh, that is cool. I'll come right under here. It's helping me to crisp up that line. It makes sense to kind of crispen it, but kind of blend it at the same time. But right here, it's really helping me draw that eye out. I'm liking this. I'm trying to do a little different look compared. That is cool. I like that white right there. Okay. I don't want to go absolutely crazy with this, because it is daytime. I don't want to look like I'm going somewhere. Going somewhere that I'm not. Anyway, let's see, what should I bring? Oh, sorry guys, I'm like trying to, I'm going to come in with a shader. This is the one I used. I want a nice puffy shader. I'm dropping stuff, sorry guys. I don't know what they consider, Morphe considers this brush. It's a very big, fluffy brush. I use this, you can see it's got a little bit of purple on it. It's stained really. There's nothing really on it. But I love to take this, and I just love to come out here and just really blow out that outer line when I'm doing a look like this. And that's what I'm going to do here. Just going to really blow out this outer line on the top. Now I'm going to come back in. I'm going to have to clean this up a little bit, but I am going to come back in. See, I'm using what shadows there, and just really, I want to pull it out here even a little. Okay, now I'm going to go back in. I'm going to go back in to extraction, is what I was using there. Same brush. And I'm going to crisp up that line right at the top, so we're not losing any pigment in here, but we are blending it. See how I'm bringing that back in? I'm leaving the center of that eye. There we go. I'm leaving that center there open, and I'm doing that for a reason, because I'm dying to use this color right here, Candy Floss. I'm gonna grab some part of my chin and scratch the heck out of it. Sorry guys, I gotta lean over here and grab. I should have Usually I have all this ready, but I wasn't intending on doing this look today. I'm just going to come in. This is a flat, just a flat, cheap, one of those crazy brushes out of those. I think it's like 100 brushes for $2. They come in that big cheap roll. I've had it forever, but it's nice to do looks like this. I'm going to go ahead and put the concealer. I like to bring it out and put it on my hand to where I can come in and just kind of dip into it. And I'm going to come right into the center and bring that straight down. Now I do have a hooded eye, so I'm going to come up where that's going to show right there. I'm going to come slightly above where my actual crease is right here. See how you can see that? You can see that when my eyes open. I'm going to mark that and drag that down. There we go. What do they call this? I think they call this a spotlight eye, really. So I've seen Nikki tutorials do this. I've seen quite a few people. This is the first time, honestly, I've ever done a true spotlight eye, but I'm seeing a couple colors in here that are really just drawing me to do this. So I kind of come out. I want this a little wider here, and it's going to come down into a smaller. Now I'm going to do that on the other eye. Same thing. It's so hard because this eye is so much more hooded than the other eye. I'm having to actually hold my eye up to get in there. I'm going to make sure to get up in there and just come. You want to come slightly above there so you can see that. There we go. And bring that down. Okay. Let me grab. I like using a pencil brush, a nice tight pencil brush for this. Now what I want to do is I'm going to kind of do a gradient into this. Actually I need two brushes like that. I've already dirtied that one, so hold on a second here. Here's another one. I'm going to use this one here to come into this cavity, which is the hot pink right there. I'm going to come into cavity, and I'm going to bring that right here in the top. There we go. I'm just going to bring that right across where it's just going to peek out. I think I went a little too pink right there. I probably should have brought that purple in, but it's alright. I'm going to lay that right on top of that. About halfway down. You want to leave that bottom open though. This palette, I will tell you, I love this palette, but it's very bulky. It's a little awkward. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and clean that brush off, and I'm going to come in here and just soften that edge. You want to make sure to always soften that edge. You can kind of see what I'm doing here, where I came in and brought that pink in the center. I think I'm going to go in, and since this is so pinky toned right here, I'm going to go in with that first brush that I had where I was using, I was using Extraction, and I'm going to pop a little bit of this one here. This is Root Canal, just to give this a little more. I just feel like there's not enough definition between that pink and this area here, so I'm just going to, there we go, that's helping it. I'm just going to kind of darken that up there. I'm going to do that on both sides, just to give that more of a darker kind of color. There we go. They're looking good mixed together, actually. I just dipped in both now. That's one thing. I love to get a new palette and just kind of play around. Usually I do this off camera, because I usually, if I mess up, then I mess up, oh well, I can watch it. I don't have somebody watching like you guys. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to come in and soften that outer. Soften that outer there. Soften this one up. There we go. You want to bring that to where it's really soften that out. I like these color switches because you can really get in there. Blend it out and then kind of clean it off again. I'm going to clean this edge off out here because I want a nice crisp edge there, and I'm going to clean that up in a minute here. But I want to go ahead and go into, I'm going to, should I spray it first? Let's try it first dry. I'm going to go into Candy Floss here. That's that shiny color right there, the shiny pink. Let's go into that. I'm using a pencil brush, and I'm going to bring that right into that center there. You go ahead and do that on both eyes. I think I'm going to wet it. It looks like it has a little bit, well, let's try it with my finger. I'm going to try it in my hand and see how that looks. It does. It has a little bit of a frost to it. I don't know if you can see that. It's not as much as I thought it was going to have. Let me try to wet it and see if I can get a little more out of it. I'm going to go in there, see what I can do with that. There we go. Go right across that front. There we go. And what I'm doing is kind of almost making a triangle out of it. I'm coming wider and then working my way up thinner. Right there. Just to give that, what you're doing is almost like making the roundness of your pupil go up into the lighter color. That's why they call it a spotlight eye. I'm going to go ahead and spray this a little bit. I'm using, I just grabbed my primer water from Smashbox there, and I sprayed it. I didn't put any more on there because I still have product on here, and I'm just tapping this on top of the product that I already have there, just to kind of get that to kind of shine up a little bit more. There we go, right across the front. And there we go. It's a little different look than you're used to seeing me. I'm taking what's left on my brush still, and I'm going to extend that light pink, that candy floss, right here where we didn't really do anything, right into here. Here we go. Very different look for me. I normally don't go into really bright, dark colors like this, but this palette really, it forces you out of your comfort zone. It yanks you by the hair and pulls you right on out of that comfort zone. It's not a bad thing though. I'm going to take my brush that has a little bit of my primer on it, and I'm just going to clean up this corner right here. A lot of people do it. Now you want to always go outward if you're doing this, and then just be careful when you switch the brush to make sure you switch sides. You don't want to extend that, see? The fallout on this was amazingly slim to none. I'm so thirsty. I came in here with no drink. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and grab my eyebrow pencil, precisely my brow, and I'm gonna go ahead and do my brow here. I don't really go crazy on the brows. If you've ever watched me, I just kind of fill them in. I do use a darker, I think this is the darkest color they make in this one. The shape that my brow reminds me of is, what is that football team? The Patriots? You know, where it has the head right there and the kind of helmet? I always, every time I look at my brow, I'm like, oh, Patriots. I'm not a Patriots fan, though, at all. I'm more of a college football girl. But I'd rather sit home and do makeup than play football. Well, watch football. If I could play football, now that might be a good time. I'd be sore as hell afterwards, but you know, there's something about being on a field with a bunch of men like that, rolling around in the dirt. My husband would tell me I've lost my mind. Because my husband's office watches this too, so which is cute. They always know when he gets me flowers, and it embarrasses him, so that's all right. His little thing is, what is that? It's from some movie, I Got Your Huckleberry. So, if you know my husband, and next time you see him, just look at him and say, I'll be your Huckleberry. And he'll just die laughing. He's going to be like, how'd you know about that? So, if any of you, and you know who I'm talking to out there, see my husband, just say, hey, Spotty, I'll be your Huckleberry. It's a little joke. It's from some movie, but anyway, there's that. I did go a little heavy on the brows for me, but with this kind of look, it kind of like commands that you go a little dark with the brows. I haven't brushed them out though. Plus, I just cut my brows today. There we go. Much better. Do need some eyeliner. What kind of eyeliner? I am not really somebody to go like crazy on liquid eyeliners, but this look really, it needs it. It's alright guys, I'm like leaning off camera and I can't get to the eyeliner that I need. You know, usually when I plan out videos, here we go. I'm just gonna grab this Toothpaste. This is a Toothpaste liquid liner. I'm just gonna I haven't really planned this, so I can't tell you what I'm going to do. I don't want to go like, I don't want to go totally crazy, but I'm just going to line that top line. There we go. Now, I have hooded eyes, so I don't do the whole wing and the crazy, hold on, it's so hard to do with it. I have really long lashes too, so that's the other really hard part for me. I'm just going to go right along my lash line. I'm doing this one a little bit thicker because it is a darker eye look. The hard part is not the top part for me. It's right up against the lash line. Is getting up in there, in between the lashes, because my darn eyelashes are so long. They drive me nuts. That's why you do not see me wear a lot of falsies. Now, if you saw what I did, I just kind of came up just a tiny bit to give it a... My lash line, I came across the top. I'll show you. I came across the top like this, and I just kind of drew a little thing right here. And what that does is connects the corner right there. See that? It kind of connects that corner to your bottom lash line. So you can come right along your bottom lash line. I don't want to go all the way across, but I want to come just down. Whoops, damn it, I can't believe I went down that far. I'm trying to stay very close to that lash line though, and it's hard to do. But I haven't eaten today, and I am shaking something fierce. There we go. I just wanted to kind of do that corner in a little bit there. And if I can reach back here and get it, I have the perfect... Guys, this is like unbecoming of a... Here it is. Sorry, guys. Oh, that's black. I'm trying like heck. I love these liners. These are the 24/7 Urban Decay, and this is Turn On. This is kind of a pinky color. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run this in my lash line. I mean, in my waterline. Lash line. In my waterline. Just to kind of bring this look together. Now, the reason why I did that black down a little bit was to pull that line down a little bit to kind of open my eye up a little more. Now, there we go. And there it is. I hope you guys like this eye look. I'm going to go ahead and finish my face, and I will be posting a picture of this on my Instagram. But also, before I post this up, I'm going to do a little check-in at the end of this video, which you'll see in a few minutes, of later on this evening how this makeup held up. See you soon. This is the finished look. I wanted to make sure you guys got to see. I went ahead and finished my face. I did not do falsies. I have such a hard time with false eyelashes. And my eyelashes are like so freaking long. Look at that. They almost look fake anyway. But I used Toothpaste Better Than Sex Mascara, which I don't think it is, but for the moment we'll say it is. But anyway, I will be back in a few hours to talk about how the shadow and also how the new makeup trick is working. It's lost a little bit of its glow, but I think it'll get some back. It's still got a whole, well, it's still got a whole lot to it. See you guys back in a little while. I have had this on for a few hours now, and it is not going anywhere. I am loving this. Look at this eyeshadow. My God. Jefferee Star, girl, what have you done? My God. You know, I am very picky when it comes to makeup, especially eyeshadows, and I do not go out to the grocery store like this in just any makeup. I'm even wearing, look, girl, I'm wearing my Jefferee Star, you better blend, bitch, because guess what? I blended, and I blended, and I blended, God, I love this look. I hope you guys watched the whole video, and I really hope you liked it. I extremely enjoyed doing this look. It's way out of my comfort zone. I do some looks like this, mainly, when I go out and stuff, but I don't, now that I've been sick, I don't go out like this much anymore. Even look, this white that I put is holding up, and it just, that white right there just pops. But I am loving it. And I'll tell you what, me doing the darker in here, on the inner corner right there, that is totally from watching Jefferee Star's video when he did the other palette, the Andromeda palette. Andromeda? Is that how you say it? I can't. You know what I see. Anyway, when he did that palette and he did the orange and he really like went in on that inner corner. But this is it. And the foundation, I layered that. I used the oil, facial oil, as primer, and I am like loving it. It's holding up, incredible. There is so much glow to my skin and just so much life to it. I don't feel like my skin is dried out. I feel like once I wash this off, I'm not gonna feel like a dried up prune, basically. And it's not looking cakey at all. I have like no oil on my skin, so my makeup does not get much better as the day goes on. But anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'm going to be announcing the giveaway here very soon. I'm out running around. I gotta run a few errands, but I will be announcing it very, 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 very soon, and I'm giving away a palette and possibly one other item. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye. To run out to Ulta, as you see, because I didn't even think with these bright eye colors that I was out of eye makeup remover, and that just wasn't going to happen. But this is the first time this has ever happened. If you look right here, I'm getting a little bit of the foundation breaking up, kind of breaking up. It's hard to see on camera, but let me see, it's just right through here. And I think a lot of that is I hit this with a little extra blush, and I used a actually I used the Kylie contour brush is what I used out of the Kylie brushes, and they're natural hair brushes, but they're very rough and very scratchy, so that's what I used right here. And it's just kind of breaking up a little bit, but not too bad. I changed the lip color. This is just, I forget what, oh my gosh, what is this? I can tell you it's Buxom's White Russian in the middle. Whoops, I'm dropping stuff. Buxom's White Russian in the center, and I always throw what I'm wearing in my purse. What is it? It's a Ciate, I know that. That's nail polish. Do 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 do. And I did not bring it with me, really? Oh my gosh. It's just like a nude kind of color. Here it is. It is, oh wait, I'm sorry. It's Caitlin. And it is Pure Lust Extreme Matte Tint Velvet. Predictable is the color. Predictable. And I put the Buxom White Russian over the top. That's what lightened it up, just to kind of tone it down, because I am going to Publix, and this is crazy. I had so many people in Ulta saying, oh my god, what eyeshadow is this? It's so pretty. Some girl asked me if I would do her makeup. That makes you feel really good when they do that. But anyway, guys, have a great day. I wanted to just do another little check-in with you to let you know, wow, look how blonde my hair looks right there. I think I'm going to dye my hair that color right there. What do you think? Anyway, have a good night, people. I will see you later, and I will probably be posting, I might post it in this video, I'm not sure. I'm trying to get this video up as soon as possible because I know everybody's dying to see these shadows, but I am wanting to hurry up and get up the giveaway because I know you guys want to get them. See you soon. Thank you for watching. Love you guys. Bye.